This is one of the biggest honors that I've had in a long time. And I'm not talking about the sculpture that's sitting here in front of me, Gilbert Young Award for Social Responsibility. I'm really talking about the fact that I'm able to talk to my friend Gilbert Young. We have known each other for years. Gilbert Young, for those of you who may not know him, he is a nationally renowned artist, art conservator, born and raised in Cincinnati. 27 years he served as director and conservator of the multi-million-dollar University of Cincinnati Fine Art Collection. And a few of his monumental murals have been viewed throughout the greater Cincinnati area and probably other parts of the country. And Gilbert Young, I have in front of me, and by the way, it is we've got it up on all our social media platforms, and all of them. And you know what? I didn't realize you autographed it. I'm just now seeing it. I turned it around. He Aint Heavy by Gilbert Young. You know, this and in my studio. I don't think you've been here lately, but
no, I haven't.
In my studio, I have the actual artwork, and I've had it in my studio ever since. We've had this studio, which leads me to first of all say I'm really am honored. Man, this sculpture is just gorgeous. It's a limited edition, 10 of 50, and I just can't thank you enough.
Yours is 50, and the other people will be about 2,500. We have about 2,500 other pieces out there that are so we had a special run, and then we had a larger run, but where not personally signed by me, the other run, but your in 50 was one of the pieces that you got. By the way, you were the first person to receive that sculpture from me.
Wow.
Wow. So I was the first thing I wanted to do because of your support and your activism and around the world, around this country. And my pleasure was being able to know you and be supported by you. I said, well, the first one I'm giving out is Joe Madison.
Well, I'm actually speechless because it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, and for young people, especially young people that may not be familiar with the artwork, He Aint Heavy. How long? When did you first do that piece? How long ago was it?
We're going. Listen, more than 4 decades ago.
Wow!
So it's and it has been one of the staples in the Black art community that is probably more familiarly recognized than a lot of other artwork out there, when it comes to Black art.
Oh, in any art. Any art. It is, to use the word iconic, it would be an understatement. And I'll say this to the audience. I had the artwork, the print right. before I knew you. It's one of those pieces that just speaks to you, but the way that you have now sculptured. How long have you been a sculptor?
Well, I dabbled a little bit here and there, and but this thing, putting it together, took about 2 years for me to get get it all right, get it all designed right, and to have the effect that I wanted to have.
Oh, it is. I mean, I mean, the print that I have now. Where does the original hang? The original He Aint Heavy artwork.
The original I still have.
Oh, you still have it? Okay. And,
yes.
Yeah, and this, I mean, the sculpture it just makes it three-dimensional. I mean,
that's what I wanted to do all along. And my greatest dream is to have to make a large sculpture that will sit outside. So that the public can see. What they call public. That would be the model for it. You know.
Yeah, what they call public art. Yes, public art. Well, is there any particular city that you would want it to be?
Well, first of all, I'd love to do it in Cincinnati first, and then here in Atlanta where I'm at. And my ultimate goal is really to get it to Washington D.C., where on those grounds where the monuments are there, because that would be something that represent not just a particular person, but it represents our plight, our struggle to reach back and help each other.
That's exactly that's what drew me to it. I immediately. I must say, I don't remember the year I bought it. I don't know how much money I had or didn't have, Gilbert Young, but I do know I got it. I bought it. So, how many? This is interesting. How many prints do you think are out there? I mean,
well, I know that at one time we not prints alone, but we probably did over 1 million images of it on everything that you can think of.
Right.
And from at one time when they were on air fresheners and on T-shirts and shirts.
Oh yeah.
And prints and small ones and then unfortunately, people, will take the image and do what they want to do with it.
Right.
And all we can do is say, hey, don't do that, cease and desist. But then at the same time, it's a compliment to the art itself that a lot of people would want to,
Now we'll get this Gilbert Young. We're talking to Gilbert Young, nationally renowned artist, and I bet you, when you go to our websites and our social media, you'll recognize it immediately. And now people I'm certain they're now looking at it, and they're probably saying, "Well, can I buy the sculpture?"
Oh yeah. And all you have to do is go to my website,
okay,
which is gilbertyoungart.com, and and place your order. Now that this whole thing, this process was a collaboration with me and a black art company here in Atlanta called Ethnic Expressions, and they were the one to help me get a lot of this thing, get it off the ground. And it takes, it just takes many people to support you to do something on a large scale.
Yeah, this would be a great. I mean, and I say this sincerely, a great Christmas gift. I mean, this is because I'm one of these folk who believe that you really want art in your home. You really want, and you don't have to be wealthy to appreciate outstanding, great art, do you?
No, you don't. You really don't. And they'd be surprised. The sculpture piece that we have now is really in my opinion, we wanted to reach as many homes as we could. So that's why it's around $400, and and I'm sure one day it will be far greater
in value. Yeah,
as time goes on, and because the interesting thing about art, eventually the shop will close, and everybody passes on, and that's why it becomes so valuable.
Right. Well, I got to tell you, I'm honored. I've got this is and next time you get up to Washington, get you in the studio. It is prominently displayed in our studio, and I'm just glad that people can go online and see it, and then they can go to your website and purchase this for themselves. And and there are folk out there who collect this art, but like you said, this may be your first piece, or you might want it for a gift. I got to tell you, and I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes, but if how people like to give trophies.
Yes.
You can. This would be perfect.
Well, the thing is that when I first started out, Joe, who would have, I really didn't say, I'm going to do the greatest piece and all this sort of stuff. But then I did the piece, didn't realize what it really was. And over the years, it has affected my life and so many other people's lives as I travel through time here.
Right.
And you want to give something that will last, that you can pass down from generation to generation.
That's what I'm thinking.
Breaking your bank.
That's what I'm and increase in value, in hopefully increase in value. Well, I got to tell you, I'm gonna put it back in my case, right up there with this is right up there with the other, but this has a special place, and we get so many comments when people come into the studio, and they wow, where did you get it? And then when they see the actual painting, like you said, that is iconic and over 40 years old, they go, wow, man! I mean, just the like you said, it's like 3D. It just comes alive. Gilbert Young, I so appreciate you and your wife and your friendship, and I wanted to make sure that our audience gets a chance to see it, and more importantly, maybe please, folks, think about it and go to the website. Now, let me ask you again, can you give out your website one more time? And we'll put it up on our social media.
It's so simple. It's Gilbert Young Art. Now, if you can remember my name, just add art to it.
Yeah, Gilbert, Gilbert Young Art.
Yes.
.com.
.com.
All right, man. God bless. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. It was such an honor to reach out to me.
No. It's reverse that. It is my honor. It is my honor. I so appreciate you. And best to you and your family.
All right. Thank you, dear.
All right. Happy holidays.
All right. You too.